Hey, and welcome back to Miss Kitty's Wild West Adventures. Today, I've got two stories for you. One about a mysterious tombstone in Montana, the other about a young girl from Norway who disappeared after heartbreak. Two separate stories, or are they? In a quiet cemetery in Manhattan, Montana, there's a grave marker that puzzles just about everyone who sees it. The inscription reads, "A female whose real name is unknown, but who has been for many years known as Sammy Williams, died December 10th, 1908, aged about 68 years." Now that's not your everyday epitaph. The wording alone raises questions. Why refer to the deceased as a female? And if their real name was unknown, who was Sammy Williams, and why has this mystery endured even into the afterlife? Sammy Williams was well known in town, beloved even. A cook by trade, they worked on ranches, cared for the sick, and quietly helped those in need. But when Sammy passed away in 1908, the local undertaker made a shocking discovery, one that left the town stunned. Sammy, who had lived as a man for decades, was biologically female. How did this happen? What led to such a choice? To answer that, we have to go back to a different country and a different life. Ingeborg Amundstadter Wikansviko was born around 1833 and spent her early years in the rugged landscapes of Norway. Like many young women of her time, she followed tradition, immigrating to America with her fiancé, ready to start a new life. But fate had other plans. After arriving in the US, her fiancé broke off the engagement, leaving her not only heartbroken, but stranded in an unfamiliar land. At a time when a woman's worth was often tied to marriage, Ingeborg faced a difficult choice: struggled to build a life within the confines of expectation, or disappear and forge a new path. She chose the latter. Somewhere along the way, this young woman from Norway disappeared from the historical record. And then, almost as if by magic, a new person emerged. A person named Billy Williams surfaced in Wisconsin in the late 1850s, working as a camp cook. Later, in Montana, that same person would be known as Sammy Williams, living as a man, earning respect, and defying the rigid norms of society. The truth is, these weren't separate people. The jilted Norwegian bride and the Montana ranch cook were one and the same.
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is a man!
Ingeborg had become Billy, a small, delicate-looking man with black hair, a feminine voice, and a slight hunch. First appearing in Wisconsin in the 1850s. Billy found steady work as a cook in the rough world of logging camps, where he danced with the girls, drank with the men, but never to excess, and always made sure to care for the sick. He spoke multiple languages, including Norwegian, English, and German, and even picked up indigenous dialects. Billy did well for himself, earning enough money to purchase some land and buildings in Eau Claire, an unusual feat that caught the attention of town leaders. But as Billy's success grew, so did the risk of discovery. One day, a family from Iowa noticed Billy's uncanny resemblance to the Weekends family. Soon, word spread, and one of the Weekends brothers arrived in town demanding that Billy return home. Billy made one last journey to Iowa, traveling disguised as a tramp just to catch a final glimpse of the life left behind. The parents, the former fiancé, and the former fiancé's new wife. But Billy didn't stay. Instead, he vanished again, reappearing years later in North Dakota, before finally settling in Montana as Sammy Williams. In Manhattan, Montana, Sammy found work as a ranch cook for Henry Hebe, a horse and cattle rancher. Just like in Eau Claire, Sammy was beloved, respected for their kindness and their hard work ethic. But Sammy also lived carefully, avoiding situations that might reveal their secret. Sammy always slept in the same accommodations as the ranch hands, but they were always the first to rise and the last to go to sleep, ensuring that they could get dressed when it was dark and no one was watching. For decades, Sammy managed to keep the truth hidden. until the day of their death in 1908, when the Undertaker's discovery sent shockwaves through the town. Whether Sammy made this choice for survival, personal identity, or both, we may never know. What we do know is that Sammy lived a life of independence, generosity, and hard work. And even in death, Sammy's story leaves us with a question. In a world that demands we fit into a mold, how far would you go to live on your own terms? This incredible story was first brought to light by Daryl Ehrlich in the Daily Montanan, a reminder that history is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. So what do you think? Is this a tale of resilience or a bold act of reinvention? Or a story of someone escaping the past they couldn't bear to face? Let me know down in the comments below. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Miss Kitty's Wild West Adventures. If you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and ding the bell for notifications. And in the meantime, I'll catch you on down the trail.